Coming up on the Joe Rossano show. When I was a young guy and I wanted to go out on a date with a young lady, I asked her girlfriends for her phone number. Or if all else failed, I went to her door, knocked on her door, and said, "Hey, I'm Joe. Let's go out." You get pepper sprayed for doing that stuff now. That's stalking now. You ready for down to earth reporting and brutal honesty? The Joe Rossano show is next. Welcome to the Joe Rossano Show. Hi, I am Joe Rossano, where our mission is to lay out the issues in a down-to-earth fashion using brutal honesty. So as of right now and forevermore, stop watching fake news, stop tuning in to conspiracy-ridden podcasts, and strictly get all of your information going forward right here on the Joe Rossano Show. For those of you who are new to the Joe Rossano Show, let me let you know what it is that we do here. We report the facts. We don't do conspiracies. We don't make things up here. If it's an opinion, I will tell you it is my opinion. If the left goes wrong, we say it. If the right goes wrong, we say it. If he's wrong, we say it. If she's wrong, we say it. So let's go. Welcome to the judgment zone. Want to be held accountable for everything you've ever done in your life, every text you've ever sent, email you've ever sent, any thought in your head based on today's standards? I'm going to give you an example of something. When I was a young guy and I wanted to go out on a date with a young lady, I asked her girlfriends for her phone number. Or if all else failed, I went to her door, knocked on her door, and said, "Hey, I'm Joe. Let's go out." You get pepper sprayed for doing that stuff now. That's stalking now. Now people have to depend on Match, Tinder, all kinds of fish. Is it all? What is it? Oh, plenty of fish. Gotcha. Plenty of fish in the sea. Okay, I understand. Because it's very difficult to have a conversation with anyone or to ask someone out on a date today. I can cite example after example after example, and I'm not going back to 1952 here. I'm going back to 2009. The movie The Hangover. Bradley Cooper's character, Phil, said this. Roll it.
Aging Dr. Faggot. Dr. Faggot.
Now, let me be very clear here. I don't condone that line. It's hurtful. It's disrespectful. It's irreprehensible. It's homophobic. But in 2009, it wasn't outrageous. And again, I want to get back to the fact that I don't condone that type of language. But can you imagine if that movie came out today? Bradley Cooper would probably never work again. There would have been no A Star is Born. There would have been no American Sniper. So that is where we are now. And if you think that was bad, I'm going to go back to 1979, the movie Meatballs with the beloved Bill Murray. Roll it.
Shark infested waters!
Don't do that one, Trevor! No! Trevor, no! Oh, let's stop now, okay? No, let's...
I'm sorry about that last thing, but somebody had to tell you.
Trevor, get off me right now or I start screaming.
Now, let me say again, folks, I don't condone that behavior. Don't get me wrong. But in 1979, it wasn't that big of a deal. And I can assure you that Bill Murray's character, Tripper, was not trying to sexually assault his coworker. He was not willfully nor maliciously trying to victimize Roxanne. Now, what I can tell you is if that movie were to come out today, Bill Murray's character, Tripper, would have been arrested, thrown out of the camp, had his camp counseling license revoked, and unless I miss my guess, right about now, would probably be coming out of prison. That's where we are, folks. Now, if we are going to judge everyone and everything based on today's standards, you might as well close all the museums all over the world. Picasso was an opium addict, and Van Gogh was an alcoholic. So you might as well just pull all of their paintings down. Now, this one hits a little close to home. I'm an Italian. Christopher Columbus. I had no idea that he was the most disgusting person to ever walk the planet Earth. Last I heard, Christopher Columbus discovered America on the Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria. Now, what kills me is Christopher Columbus died 500 years ago. Columbus is not, nor was he ever, a Minneapolis police officer. He was an Italian navigator who, again, died 500 years ago. So, what do you want to do now? Take away the holiday, pull down his statues, rename everything that was ever named Christopher Columbus, and then what? What is your end game? Then what? We're all okay? He never did anything? At the end of the day, folks, every country is ashamed of something, or at least they should be. We are sinners. We falter. There was once a time where people were beheaded by guillotines. There were firing squads. There were public hangings. Now, of course, all of that was bad. So they course corrected. They don't do that stuff anymore. They used to have a machine where they would tie a person to it and stretch that person out until their arms and legs came off. They don't do that stuff anymore because it's wrong. So at the end of the day, folks, my strong suggestion is to consider that we're sinners, that we falter, and we need to give each other a little grace. We all have a past. We've all said things we wish we wouldn't have said. We've all done things we wished we wouldn't have done. Please don't go back to 1980 and judge someone by what they did then, because it was acceptable in 1980. If they do that now, that's one thing. But come on, folks, holding people accountable for the way they dressed, what they said, what they did, who they talked to, who they supported 30 years ago, 10 years ago, it's wrong. Joe Rossano's rant of the day. Rant of the day. Movies. I haven't seen a good movie in 5 or 10 years. Every time I want to watch a movie, I got to watch Kevin Bacon's Footloose because everything else is terrible. And I sound like my father when I say they don't make them like that anymore. I mean, think about it. The Breakfast Club. What a story. St. Elmo's Fire. What a story. Back to the Future. What a beautiful story. You got a kid, goes back in time, straightens out his parents. Again, they don't make them like that anymore. I'll give you a great example. I'm going to do Joe Rossano's movie review. We got some spoiler alerts coming here. Superman, horrible. I got to tell you, folks, I was so looking forward to seeing Superman. I really, really was. What a disappointment. The trailer was phenomenal. A little dog taking Superman home. Crypto, take me home. That was beautiful. I couldn't wait to see that movie. When it came out, I go see it. All of a sudden, Superman is a metahuman. What's a metahuman? I have no idea what that is. Please comment. Send me an email, joe@joerossano.com. That's joe@joerossano.com. Tell me what a metahuman is. At the end of the day, folks, when I went to see Superman, there was 15 superheroes in that movie. What they should have done was just stuck to the premise. Superman comes from Krypton, he crashes on Earth, he does all kinds of cool super stuff. The reason that Superman was so cool is because he was so unique. He could fly. Bullets bounced off of him. He had X-ray vision. Everybody in the darn movie had X-ray vision. And then Lois Lane, she interviews Superman like he's on The View. Unbelievable. It was absolutely terrible. Now, maybe that's a Gen Xer's opinion who didn't read the comic books. However, I just wanted to go see Superman. I wanted to watch him travel through space, crash on Earth, pick up a car. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him outrun a train. I wanted to see him catch a helicopter in the air. That is what I thought I was going to go see. It wasn't. Every time I turned around, there was another Superman or someone else with another superpower. Absolutely, positively horrible, in my opinion. So what do I do now? Watch 80s movies or 90s movies. I mean, can you imagine American Pie from the 90s coming out now? Everybody that made that movie would have gotten sued. They would never let that movie come out now. At the end of the day, when we get down to the brass tacks, movies are too woke now. A metahuman? A meta-human. Superman's a meta-human all of a sudden. No, he's not. He wasn't human at all. At least that's what I heard when I saw Christopher Reeve. He was, an alien. No one said Christopher Reeves was a meta-human, did they? And again, it was too much for me. Once again, thanks for tuning into the Joe Rossano Show, where we are down to earth and brutally honest. Please subscribe and click the notification bell for the latest episodes of the Joe Rossano Show. Once again, God bless you, my dearest friends and fellow Americans, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for all the latest episodes of the Joe Rossano Show.